The second one, second.
Yeah, I'm just running on my screen. Let's see on the screen. Sure.
Yeah, so I don't know what this means.
They notice you more. This thing is. Second. Second motion. Just as well as on the other side.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. That's good. Oh, I know him. So would I give this, them this one next week or before, so it's up on the desk? Well, I'm available. Well, Megan's probably the clerk, so I'll ask her. So here's what I'm gonna do. So I have to change this because my printers are not working now, so I have to press the next. Well, the printer don't know.
Timmy's tired of the lobster caught. Pizza. Wouldn't it also make
What do you think?
say?
With this one, should be.
Yes.
I didn't realize they printed this in black and white, but they printed it in color. I didn't know I had that highlighted when I sent it to them, but that's okay, because we're looking for October day. So that just describes the film.
You noticed?
But then the last bullet
It
describes
just looked like it was
plans
shoved
to
in
the
there.
future.
Yeah, perfect.
Right now.
It is what it is. The best of it.
I didn't want to send it out with him as the producer and be like, I see it's the director when now that he's not. Well, a couple of people said that. Oh, did you see this on this too? That's for the Arts Council.
French. That's his French. So he wants to charge us. Hey,
The Arts Council, the artifact.
So what's the date?
September 3rd at 5:30. Are you available?
Everything goes on French.
Oh. All right, but I can tell her yes.
Yes. What do we have to do?
Will I see in summer? Should I?
Sure.
It's better.
Just pull into the driveway,
Put it in the
they're pulling it.
So that's when we'll probably, people will be checking their spaces.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Hey, just, well, I may not, I may know, but I'm just being around. I'm not really the leaders, and I'm this film stuff besides the marina aspect.
That's where,
That was sent to all the
You still have
members
that
that
in your
supervise the film crew.
and you can.
Okay.
I probably have it. No, I don't have it. It's on my computer. And I wanna change the part about the.
Right, you want it.
Like, take what the bill.
Do the best you can, what you need to do.
Yeah. I have this permit Friday. I realize how many times I've done
Hey,
it.
Christie.
It's not your statement.
What's going on?
No, I ended up having to go to, away. There's, I told you that.
How are you? Hi, guys. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
How was that?
Lotus and Susan.
Jim's not here.
I know.
I didn't know he was having
Thought
this.
she didn't like
Yeah,
yeast.
he
How
did.
did, where did he go?
So
Chris.
it's Dr. Badra.
Okay.
She bought
Out
a
of-
necklace that says
This chair is
I know. You need to get,
ridiculous.
you need to get cushions.
Well, mine is like 4 inches lower than everybody else's.
Can you raise it up?
I don't know.
It looks like
Yes, I
But you say, look,
that's going down.
see how it's lower?
What do you got for me, Charlie?
It's just,
Um,
Jen,
Yeah.
doesn't look like
When
anything
does he
from
start?
bottom
No,
Yet or
no.
So if it's okay
He
with you.
goes
after-
Oh,
tomorrow.
good.
You got absolutely,
He
absolutely
goes-
not a
no,
problem.
That's lower. He goes tomorrow for the first time to motivate.
Oh,
It doesn't
good.
work.
Yeah, she'll be good.
I know, it's broken
I've been
on
wanting
the
to sell.
end.
Yes.
I'm not even using it.
It's been a little crazy, but
She's very interested.
What's that?
She's very interested.
Thank you. Oh, I didn't know that. So she's done? She wanted to do this now. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, no. You all set, counselor?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, pledge.
Would everyone please stand for the pledge?
Get me a cushion.
We're gonna get
Pledge allegiance.
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Village of Cornwall and Hudson's business meeting of August 18th. To start things off, we'll start with, we have 2 public hearings we have to do. They both are in relation to the agreement that we went over, that we detailed last month, the agreement with the Cornwall Yacht Club. If you recall, that agreement included a couple of facets to it, one of which was, an increase in the annual rent for the lot that's being leased out to the Cornwall Yacht Club, a very long-term lease. It was $250 a year, it's now $1,000 a year. The yacht club agreed to give us a portion of the leased property, and that's where we're going to put up our, construct our kayak racks. Also with that, as part of that, there was an ongoing dispute between the village and the Cornwall Yacht Club in regards to Shore Road. And after spending a significant amount of time with the representatives from the Cornwall Yacht Club, both with the lease and with clarifying the ownership of Shore Road and how it should be used, we came to the agreement that Shore Road would be, one, narrowed to allow parking for the Cornwall Yacht Club, and also the other portion of the road being maintained and kept by the Village of Cornwall and Hudson. So, With that, as part of the overall agreement that we passed last month, we set it up for a hearing. The first hearing is going to be on the, in fact, I should probably open up that hearing right now. So I will make a motion to open up the hearing to narrow Shore Road pursuant to New York State Village Law 6-612. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to counsel so he can give a better description of what I was saying.
Well, better than that. I don't know if I can do better than that. But so we have step 1, step 2 tonight. The first step is to determine whether or not the Shore Road itself should be, in this case, narrowed. That section of the New York State Village Law allows the board to make a determination to open a road, close a road, widen a road, narrow a road. And in order to do that, you need to have a public hearing. So we'll have a public hearing tonight. You listen to any public comments, and the board will then determine whether or not it wishes that Shore Road remain the same or to narrow it. By way of background here, when the road dispute arose, the village hired a surveyor. Surveyor went out, did an initial survey, and then after some preliminary discussions with the yacht club, we talked about what would be an acceptable resolution where they could use a portion of the property for their purposes, and that the village would still maintain Shore Road and keep it as an open public road. And at one point, this is almost 3 years ago, but at one point, the village actually authorized my firm to commence litigation. So luckily, that never happened. So what the village's surveyor did is, and in the documentation I gave you, there's a survey map with proposed boundaries of Shore Road, what it will be if the board, after the public hearing, decides to adopt those boundaries and narrow the road. So that's step 1. Step 2, if the board determines that Shore Road's going to be narrowed as proposed, then it doesn't match our no parking law, right? Because the road now is smaller than it used to be. So we're going to modify our no parking law to define the boundaries of Shore Road. Obviously, whatever's within the boundaries of the road you can't park on, but that will leave some additional space outside the road boundaries that can be used for parking. And we also did that for another reason. Part of this discussion with the yacht club is there'd been this back and forth over time, a good period of time, about who could use what portions of Shore Road. And it was important to the yacht club, and I know to the village as well, that once we did agree that there would be some permanence to the agreement, and then if a board 30 or 40 years from now could look back and there'd be documentation and, a clear settlement and understanding as to why we did this, how we got to this agreement, and why it should remain. So by putting it in our local law, putting the boundaries in the local law, that also gives it some permanence that both sides were looking for. Step 1, step 2.
Excellent. All right. So at this point, in regards to our public hearing with respect to narrowing Shore Road, does anyone from the public would like to make a comment? Okay. Seeing none, any comments from the board? All right. I will then make a motion to close our public hearing concerning the narrowing of Shore Road pursuant to New York State Village Law 6-612. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, let's move on to, I'll make a motion to open the public hearing on adopting a local law to amend Chapter 155-48 to designate a no parking area on Shore Road. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Joe, you already went through,
I did this one too.
you did this one too.
So you can just open it to the public.
Yes.
Any public.
So I will open up to public comment. Do we have any public comment? Okay. Seeing none, I will make a motion to close the public hearing to adopt a local law to amend Chapter 155-48 to designate a no parking area on Shore Road. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. We will come back to this in our resolutions because we have to pass the same via resolution to move this forward. All right, those two are done. Let's move on to public comment. Anyone in the public would like to make a comment? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to approving the meeting minutes for July 21st. I will make a motion to approve the meetings for the Village Board's business meeting of July 21st. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wait, Dave, you were not here. You can't second,
sorry.
Dave. Okay, so let's do this, let's do a redo. I'm gonna make a motion to adopt the Village Board business meeting minutes for July 21st. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lori Beth. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Abstention
Dave
from me.
abstains. Okay, very good. Thank you, Dave. All right, moving on to monthly departmental reports. Let's see, we're going to start with, hold on a second. All right, the treasurer's report. All right, first, let's start with July, monthly water report. The village monthly water report for the village was $431,682.17. The town was $374,906.54, totaling $459,306.37. Warrant number 8 is issued in the amount of $728,274.97. That includes prepaids. The year-to-date revenue expenditure report is as follows. The general fund revenue is $4,217,685.20. Expenditures were $2,263,217.86. The water fund revenue was $1,815,663.75, and expenditures were $1,066,522.07. As for sewer fund revenue, $262,357.70. As for expenditures, $21,996.23. Total receipts were $6,360,865.72, which equates to about 65% in anticipated revenues. There was $3,351,736.16 in anticipated expenditures through July, which amounts to about 37.7%. The balance collected for the sewer capital is $725,300.36 through July. The total taxes collected through July were $2,897,874.44, which equates to 96%. Notes the night class interest year-to-date as of July 31st by fund, the average monthly yield was 4.1362%, and our general fund was $22,000. The yield was $22,061.60. For the water fund, it was $15,940.98. The sewer fund, $9,984.99, and the fire department general was $1,449.83. Any questions in regards to treasurer's report? All right, hearing none, let's move on to building department. Bill, trustee Brain.
The Village of Cornwall on Hudson Building Department report for July 2025. There were 18 building permits issued, 4 certificate of compliance or occupancy issued, 27 on-site inspections, 5 violations were issued, 0 stop work orders, 2 municipal searches, 1 solar panel, and 0 fire inspections. Manny A. Carmona, Code Enforcement Officer.
Manny, anything to note?
Nothing additional, sir.
All right. Okay. Moving on, thank you, Bill. Moving on to the fire department. That's trustee Dave Carnwright. No, wait. Fire department is, yeah, it's you, right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, Village of Cornwall and Hudson Board of Fire Commissioners report for July 2025. Department report, automatic alarms 3, canceled en route 1, drills 6, EMS calls 6, hazardous conditions 1, landing zone 1, meetings were 2, 2 odor complaints, public relations 2, and 3 work details. Total volunteer hours 279. Total events 27. We answered 100% of our calls. Engine 412 is back in service.
Anything to note, Rick or Charlie? No? Any questions for Rick or Charlie? Okay, thank you very much,
Well,
gentlemen.
engine 412 is the reconditioned, purchased used engine to replace the damaged engine, and it's now for the first time in service.
Correct.
Since we got it. Great, thanks.
Okay, moving on. Next is the police department. Trustee Paleota, please.
Monthly police report, July 1st, 2025 through July 31st, 2025. 417 total calls for service. There were 0 felonies. Misdemeanors, violations, 1 fraud, 0 criminal mischief, petty larceny 2, 0 misdemeanor assault, 0 harassment. Under arrests, we have no felonies, no misdemeanors, 1 violation, 1 warrant arrest, and 0 warrant arrests for other PDs. Vehicle traffic, personal injury accidents 0, property damage accidents 1. Traffic summons issued 11, 10 traffic warnings issued, 3 parking summons issued. Traffic enforcement posts 10, speed radar signs posting 3. Under non-criminal activity, fire response calls 2, domestic incidents 6, alarm response calls 5, noise complaints 3, suspicious incident calls 2, animal complaints 2, disorderly persons 4. Under departmental assists, Town of Cornwall 10, EMS 8, other agencies 0, other police agencies 3, welfare check 3, citizens 1, other COH department 0. During the month of July 2025, at request of COH PD, the New York State Police assisted with traffic enforcements, particularly speeding on New York State Route 218, Bayview Avenue, Cornwall and Hudson, New York. During the month of July 2025, Cornwall and Hudson PD visited both Camp Olmsted, Summer Camp, Chief Dixon, and Police Officer Thompson, and Butterhill Day School Summer Camp, Chief Dixon, and Police Officer Dunworth had spoken to campers about safety and policing. During the month of July 2025, Cornwall and Hudson PD applied for a perma-grant funding in the amount of $1,264.02 for the purchase of the 1 bulletproof vest and 2 outer carrier vests for COHPD officers. During the month of July 2025, Cornwall and Hudson Police Department assisted with traffic and security at the annual Storm King Engine Company Summer Fair. Respectfully submitted, Chief Stephen E. Dixon.
Chief, can you give some color to the assistance that we had from the New York State Police? Yeah, I just want the public to know that what has happened.
Yeah, I reached out to New York State Police several weeks ago and just requested if they could assist our agency with providing traffic enforcement, particularly speeding on Bayview Avenue, Route 218, where we received numerous complaints of speeding vehicles. During the last couple of weeks, New York State Police have provided traffic enforcement at various hours on that roadway. And actually, I just got an email a little earlier today from the zone sergeant who's been coordinating this whole effort with me, and they're in the process of tallying statistics for us, which I'll be providing the board once I get them.
And they did, it was over 3 or 4 different days, correct?
More than that.
Okay, very good. All right, I saw the emails and I thanked Sergeant Beers, was it? Sergeant, yeah, right. Okay, that's excellent, very, very helpful. I just wanted the public to know because we do get numerous complaints and we are reaching out and the chief has also reached out to the Orange County Sheriff's Department and I'm sure they will help us soon too. So Much appreciated.
I feel like it's slower on there. I feel like driving over over 218, people are actually, the word is getting out, I think, and people are being a little more cautious. And
Yeah.
the 35-mile-an-hour limit sign is helping.
I know, I don't want to jinx it, but I've gotten less of those calls. We'll leave it that way. Okay. Thank you very much, Chief. Anything else to note?
That's it.
Okay, great. Moving on, let's have the report from the Public Works Department, Trustee Breen.
Village of Cornwall on Hudson, Department of Public Works for July 2025. Trash collected for the month, 113.25 tons. Recycling collected for the month, 12.5 tons. Yard waste collected, 100 yards. No electronic items recycled. Repairs and maintenance of village-owned vehicles and equipment. Mowing and trimming of village-owned properties has resumed. The streets were swept. Blacktop was patched. The department assisted with traffic control for July 4th parade and fireworks display. They installed a conduit for EV chargers at the riverfront, replaced 3 damaged covert pipes on Deer Hill Road, repaired a manhole and 2 catch basins on Braden Place. Notes, the new fuel management system is on order. They have started data collection, and we anticipate having the new system up and running this month. David Halverson, Superintendent of Public Works.
Dave, anything to note? Nothing? Okay, any questions for Dave?
On the fuel management system, it's on order, but they've started data collection? Is it, they're taking data from what we currently do or something, or how does it?
I've provided them with all of the documentation that we have on the current system, and they are converting it to their system so that we're not gonna have to change people's PIN numbers or ID
nice.
numbers or anything like that, so hopefully there'll be a seamless change when it goes in.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dave. Moving on to Water Department report. Trustee Galliano, please.
Village of Cornwall and Hudson Water Department, July 2025 monthly report, monthly production 26,468,000 gallons, daily average 854 gallons. Regarding samples, they collected 73 samples in accordance with DOH regulations, collected 3-year lead and copper samples. Regarding treatment, they did their routine operations and maintenance. Transmission and distribution, they did 76 utility markouts were completed 3 water service shutoffs / turn-ons at owner's request, weed whacked around fire hydrants. There was a service leak repair by a property owner at 426 Hudson Street. They began the Hasbrook Avenue water main project. Regarding meters, they read all commercial and residential water meters. 4 final water meter readings were completed. 1 residential water meters replaced. 9 water line inspections were completed, and 4 miscellaneous repairs were completed. Regarding property maintenance, routine weekly property maintenance and performed reservoir dam maintenance. Under notes, we sold 46,700 gallons of water to the town of Blooming Grove and assisted the town of Blooming Grove with finding a leak in their water system. Respectfully submitted, Michael P. Trainer Senior, Water Superintendent.
Any questions for Mike? Well, he's not here, so I can take them and I can ask him. All right. Seeing none or hearing none, let's move on to New Windsor EMS. Deputy Mayor Carnwright, please.
Okay. New Windsor Emergency Medical Services, Monday, August 4th, 2025 report. Town of New Windsor, Town of Cornwall, Village of Cornwall. Call volume, 374 total calls. 242 New Windsor, 81 Cornwall, 22 Cornwall and Hudson, 19 Highland Falls, 2 Blooming Grove, 3 Town of Newburgh, 2 City of Newburgh, and 3 transports. Response times, 6.49 seconds, 6 minutes, 49 seconds New Windsor, 5 minutes, 17 seconds in Cornwall, and 6 minutes and 53 seconds Cornwall and Hudson. Operational, new fly car being upfitted, will replace a 2018 vehicle with 100,000 miles. Older vehicles being sold as well, 1 UTV and 3 surplus stretchers also. New ambulances pushed back 6 months by manufacturer, June 2026 for Cornwall and January 2027 for New Windsor units. No staff-related injuries, no vehicle accidents. New York State Department of Health updated treatment policies effective 7/1. Semi-annual narcotic reports submitted, all controlled substances accounted for. Building repairs being made by at the New Windsor EMS station. Building department made an overpayment to New Windsor EMS in the amount of $48,000. This will reflect in the monthly revenue reports as a gain for months prior and a decrease next month. Billing will now be able to take online payments. Please reach out with any questions. Michael Big, Chief.
Okay, any questions? I can relay them to Mike. Mike Biggs, none? All right. Okay, thank you very much for that. Let's move on to resolutions. So first up, we have a few applications for the use of Donahue Park. And first up, we have an application for Miss Redding and Miss Collins, and they're here. And would you like to come up and present to us? So we have a few questions for you. Oh, you want to stand over there, Ms. Collins, please, thank you. If you could state your name and your address, thank you.
Vivian Collins, 196 Mountain Road, Cornwall and Hudson. I'm asking for a permit to do a free concert at Donahue Park on October 12th, accompanied by a video or slide projection or film, probably a film, on a large screen.
So, couple of questions. First, it's free concert. I looked at the application. Is there a band? Because I don't see any mention of a band.
Well, I didn't want to hire a band until I had the date confirmed.
So there's gonna be a band.
Oh, yes, definitely,
Okay.
music.
Yeah, I'm just making the distinction between
Right.
just,
I have a handout here if anybody would like to.
because it would, I would assume if there's a band, it's gonna be some sort of stage or whatever they need, electric and all that, so.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. The next thing is you're looking for a permit for alcohol, is that correct? Just confirming or no? Because on your application, it does say alcohol.
They encourage us to apply for the alcohol.
Okay.
And if we don't use it, we have it anyway.
Okay, all right. So that's good on that.
That's not a key component of this.
Understood, okay. And food trucks, correct?
Yes,
Yes, we'd like one, and they recommended one pizza truck.
Okay. Well, the pizza truck is gonna have to see that gentleman in the room back there.
The same one that was used for the wedding?
It was through the van hall.
Probably.
Okay, and he's already approved, Manny? Okay, all right.
Yeah, that one is.
Okay. All right, that's good. Okay, in regards to parking spaces, I think you asked for 150. We only have 78.
okay.
All right?
We usually give out 10.
Okay, yeah, and let me ask you this, let me just back up and ask you this. How many people do you think would be attending? You have to guess.
Well, I guess if we're worried about too many people, we'd have to ask people to get a ticket first. Is that what the concern, that there would be too many?
No, I'm just concerned because I want to know, I'm trying to figure out how many police officers we might have to have on, that sort of stuff, the whole safety precaution
Right,
stuff.
well, assuming that there would be four people in each vehicle, I think the maximum would be 300, around 300.
Okay, all right. Okay, the other thing is, looking at the waterfront, are you, just to clarify, are you using towards where what we call the shelter, also known as the gazebo, all the way to the left end, or are you closer to the yacht club and where they let in the kayaks, where you put in your kayaks?
To the kayaks where the brook is, that midsection, the landing.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay.
All right, okay, so that, okay, all right, so that clarifies that. And you're putting a tent up, no tent? There's an indication on here that you are, let's see, staging area inflatable, no tent, okay.
Yeah, but in
So
case
a
of rain,
tent
they're
down
asking to
here.
use the pavilion.
The
necessary.
electronics will probably want a tent no matter what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like tents or other temporary structures are.
For the speaker system.
Okay.
are-
All right, and then, the other thing is the inflatable screen. Yeah, we have, and a rain or shine date. So with Ms. Redden, you said that if it rains, is there an alternate date, or you wanted to use the pavilion?
The pavilion, same day.
Same
with
day,
shelter.
same time, got
Yeah.
it, okay.
I mean, the people will be there
Yeah.
unless it's a hurricane.
Okay. The last thing is the inflatable screen. So what's gonna be playing on the on the screen?
So the concert is part of, to celebrate the multimedia environmental art project we're doing, celebrating the 60th anniversary of the scenic Hudson decision of 1965. And the film will have, will highlight Cornwall's role in the birth of the environmental movement with photos and videos of Storm King Mountain, Black Rock Forest, the Hudson River, famous historical Hudson River landscape paintings, outdoor sculpture in the Hudson Valley, landscape photos by local photographers, and a scale model of a topiary sculpture that Jeanette is making, that we, in preparation for a large outdoor exhibition next year. So that's what the visuals would be in the film.
Okay, because that's something we have to coordinate with our special events committee. I have one more question, but any questions from the board? I know I've been asking all the questions, so. Any questions of the board?
I guess it's more of a comment than a question. I know we emailed a little bit about this, and you'd said that the Special Events Committee is kind of attentive to this, and they're giving you advice and helping you kind of go through the process and planning.
Well, no, I think they were pretty busy, so we decided to come forward ourselves and ask. They have a lot of other things that they're taking care of.
Got ya. Is there?
They seemed supportive. In fact, it was their idea.
All right, I hope they didn't throw you to the wolves.
Has actually grown quite a bit since the original topiary
Got ya.
mound. And
The concert and the crowd is essentially a thing that I think everybody's likely to be attended to, the potential size of the crowd. The only other event we have that typically draws this many people in a concentrated way is Riverfest, where there's busing that transports people down there and so on. I think there might be some hesitation about reserving all the parking spaces in the park for the event. And that I imagine we can come to some accommodation that will allow an event to go forward October 12th, and it'll be great and awesome. I think to the extent that the Special Events Committee can be involved, the more they can be involved, the better, just because they're used to planning these things for us and with us, and I think that would be really helpful, but
Great.
I think
Well,
it'll be.
that would be wonderful.
So the last question then is under normal circumstances, when someone wants to rent out the pavilion, we give them, how do we get this right, it's 10 parking spaces that comes along with it. This is a larger event. The question to the board is, it's 78 parking spaces. So the question is, and they want all of them. The question is how much would the board be willing to waive the fee in regards to how many spaces? What does anybody think? Yes.
Can I say one?
Yes.
We're planning this to be at dusk because it's a outdoor projection.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how many parking spaces are usually used at that hour, but anyway.
And the
it was a-
band is gonna start playing at dusk also, or will that be?
At dark, yeah, when
Yeah.
it's a little bit, yeah, soon after that, yes. And it'll be maybe an hour and a half. And,
So the event kicks off at 5. I know, according to your application, it's 4 hours for prep time to,
Well,
and then,
to set up the sound equipment
Right.
and to get everybody in place, and then about an hour or an hour and a half of performers and visuals on a loop, and they go
Okay.
home.
And this
so-
is open to the public?
Yeah,
Ticketed or no ticket?
no tickets.
Okay, right. Free concert, you said, right in the name.
Free.
And will we know that there's enough electricity down there to be used for what you need? I mean, we have
Oh,
someone,
we've done that stuff before,
yeah,
bands and,
yes, but I don't know particularly, what band.
Whether they have to bring in their own generators or not, I
Yeah.
don't know. It depends how much.
Yeah, I guess we would have
amp-
to coordinate that and make sure.
So if I may, Mr. Mayor, my concern is, piggybacking off of what trustee Paliota was mentioning, somebody familiar with how to set up and utilize the electricity down there, and my bigger concern is the screen. I would not be comfortable authorizing the use of the screen without knowing who's going to be operating it and caring for it. So with COH special events, there are particular people who handle that portion of it. So I would just be very concerned about, I wouldn't want to say yes to the screen use and then not have locked in who's going to be, setting it up and taking it down and.
have you been in touch with, who does the screen? It's Mike Trainer
In
and,
charge of that.
yes.
and Charlie, Chief Quinn.
And Charlie,
He-
yes.
Yeah, he just left. So we can't, look, one, I don't have a problem with, I don't think any of us has a problem with what you want to do. I think, first, let's just go back to the parking. Thoughts on the parking?
I wouldn't want to give them all and then not, exclude permit holders. That's my concern. People who, have paid for the use, I want them to be able to use it, but I'd be willing to move off of the 10.
50?
Close enough. I was gonna say half, so I'm not,
Yeah.
50's
sense to
fine
me.
with me.
50, all right.
I have a
Yes,
question.
yes.
As for the cleanup and the garbage and the disposal of all of that, what do you suggest?
Deal with it,
You'll deal with it.
your responsibility, isn't it?
right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll have an extra police officer on duty.
Probably should have EMS as well with that large of a crowd.
That's a good,
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's unlikely that each car, all of the spaces will be taken and that each car will have 4 people. So,
True.
That was like a
yeah.
best case.
Have you had an event
We have to
like
rip
this
those off,
before?
too.
Have you put on an event
No,
like
figure it out.
quite like this?
And my son is an event
Yeah,
planner,
we'll put up some signs.
and he does large events all the time.
I was just more wondering if you guys had an idea of how many people would be attending, more
I don't know
so.
who the talent is yet because we don't have the date.
Okay,
So it's
so
sort
that
of a
might be an
catch
update that we
22.
could have.
And we didn't, so I received a grant from Arts Mid Hudson to do this project, and I applied for this in April. They were supposed to let me know in June, but they only let me know last week. So
Okay.
that's the reason for the short timeline on
Yep.
this.
Yeah.
Are you gonna, you're not gonna advertise it as free, is there a name for it? I know you put it in the application, free concert, but is there a name so we can tell people what the actual name would be?
Well, the Storm King decision, I have a handout
What?
describing.
Hand it out
Yeah.
to them.
I'll pass it down if you'd like.
Oh, thank you.
And this isn't a multi-$1,000 marketing budget where
No, I mean-
Brooklynites will be taking buses up to
No,
Cornwall and
I mean,
Hudson
I
for the.
think not.
We're doing this
You're not getting
on a
Springsteen, right?
We're doing this
No.
on a shoestring budget.
Okay. So we'll refer to it as the Storm King Decision Celebration,
Yes.
We're not-
60th celebration.
It's the 60th Santa, the title of the project is Storm King Decision,
Okay,
and it's
So we-
celebrating the scenic Hudson decision.
okay.
The 60th
All right.
anniversary.
So 50, okay. All right. Any more questions for Ms. Redden or Ms. Collins? Very good. thank you very much. We
Thank
appreciate you
you.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When would we get an answer?
We're gonna, and we're trying to do this all in one lump. We have a few more to go, and then you'll be good to go,
Thank
okay? All right, the next one is, since we'll lump them together, because they're all somewhat similar in regards to what they want. The next one is rental, rental of the pavilion on, what date is that? On September 21st, retirement party, 30 people. The estimated number of vehicles is 15. We normally give 10. Anybody have an issue with 15?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, waive the fee,
September 27th?
September 21st. 21st.
There's
This
two.
is Phyllis.
Oh, I don't have that one, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. It's actually a retirement party.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
gonna write that down.
Okay. And then, do you need to, here, look at this one? Okay.
Oh, we got it.
The
You
next
don't have that
one is Amy Patel. It's a family picnic on August 24th. Oh, let me just go back to Phyllis's for a second. They're also asking for an alcohol beverage permit. All right, and then moving on to Amy Patel. She wants to use the pavilion also, a family picnic on August 24th from 2 to 8 p.m. She's only looking for 10, the allotted 10 parking spaces. And she's also looking for an alcohol permit and permission. And then last one is a surprise party, and it's sponsored by Robert Fitzgerald. That would be on September 27th. And he's only asking for 10 vehicles. So it's not for him. So, and they're also asking for an alcohol permit too. Okay, any questions for those?
They're not gonna be looking at it now.
Okay, so we've got those done. I'll make a resolution to, all right, I'm gonna make a resolution to approve the following rentals of the Donahue Park Pavilion. First, we'll start with I'm gonna get the name correct. Hold on. The Storm King decision. The Storm King decision event for October 12th. To use both the landing as well as the pavilion, because we know if it rains, and including the consumption of alcohol. And that's really about it for that one.
50 parking spots.
And 50 parking spaces, correct. Okay, that one, I just made the motion for that. Can I get a second on that?
I'm sorry, can I
Oh,
just ask?
yes.
I'm
Yep.
sorry,
Yep.
I don't mean to. I see at the bottom, it says, we expect more organizations to partner with us before the public presentations. What exactly does that mean?
Different organizations are eager to be sponsors and to help us.
Okay,
A number of
But it doesn't change the event, right?
no, the event is as we described. and we're gonna go.
Okay. Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, ladies. We
Oh,
appreciate it.
Alibi? Just,
yes.
just, obviously with the concerns and considerations that we laid out in terms of number of cars and making sure that any structures are, checked out and the food truck
yeah.
is
And
cool.
also the screen.
And the
that we-
electricity and the screen, yeah.
And the tent, because I know if there's a tent, depending on the size of the tent, Manny takes a look at it. Okay? Okay, thank you very much. All right, the next one up then is, let's see, to approve the consumption of alcohol on village property for the Patel Family Picnic, which is August 24th, use of the pavilion from 2 to 8, for the Fitzgerald Surprise Party, which is September 27th, from 2 to 5 p.m. With alcohol, correct? And also Phyllis Murphy Party on September 21st. She gets 15 parking spaces and the other two were 10, and Phyllis gets 15. May I have a second with respect to those?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, got through that.
One.
All right. Next up, just move this. We have, okay, the New Tech Water Leak Detection Survey. All right. All right, Mike Trainer has advised us that we are, let's see, two things. One, we're hiring a New Tech leak detection service once again, and they've done this for us before for a full system water leak detection program, and the cost is $17,500, but we are being reimbursed in the amount of $8,580 from the Orange County Water Authority, who has given us a leak detection grant. Let me see, some additional details on this. Let's see, they're gonna do a comprehensive leak detection survey of the village's entire water system at the cost of $17,500. This represents a modest increase of just over $500 over the 2023 survey. They've done this for us for over 10 years. Mike notes that their deep institutional knowledge of our water infrastructure and high-quality work makes them an invaluable partner for this project. Upon completion of the survey, the village will be reimbursed, as I said before, for the $8,580 from the Orange County Water Authority grant. Mike notes that the most recent survey in 2023 identified 20 leaks with an estimated combined water loss of 81,000 gallons per day, or approximately 29, almost 30 million gallons per year. If left unaddressed, that level of loss would equate to an estimated $236,500 annually in production costs, clearly underscoring the value of the leak detection service. So he's asking the board to authorize New Tech to proceed with this year's leak detection survey. So, any questions on that? Okay, so, Bill? you have-
Just to comment that I learned this right when I joined the board, is that they do it by listening. They have microphones and various apparatus that listen for leaks. I always think that's very cool.
All right. So I'm going to make a motion to authorize the water superintendent, Mike Trainer, to purchase a leak detection survey through New Tech at a cost of not to exceed $17,500 with reimbursement of $8,580 awarded from the Orange County Water Authority Leak Detection Grant. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Okay, Joe, now we're moving on to adopting the modified boundaries for Shore Road. Okay, this is in respect to the two public hearings that we just had. So I will propose the resolution, whereas the Cornwall, it's a little lengthy. Do I read the whole thing? Let me see how let's. No, it's not that bad. Okay. So whereas the Cornwall Yacht Club has advised the Village of Cornwall and Hudson that it disputes Shore Road or a portion of Shore Road adjacent to the Yacht Club, whereas the representatives of the village and the Yacht Club have met several times and have engaged in negotiations and discussions concerning the public's right to traverse a portion of Shore Road adjacent to the Yacht Club. The village has engaged in services of a land surveyor for the purpose of determining the public boundaries of Shore Road. That both the village and the Yacht Club believe they've resolved the discrepancy concerning the use of Shore Road for the mutual benefit of both, where the village and the Yacht Club have prepared a memorandum of settlement agreement, which we adopted last month. Whereas on July 21st, the Board of Trustees authorized the mayor to execute that memorandum of settlement of agreement with the Yacht Club. And whereas the condition of the memorandum of settlement agreement, the village and the Yacht Club have agreed to modify the terms of their existing lease dated March 17, 1986, as with the village as a landlord and the Yacht Club as a tenant, by amending the lease term, annual rent, the fair market lease value, among other terms. And whereas on July 21st, the board authorized the mayor to execute the lease amendment with the Yacht Club, which agreement was incorporated into this resolution. And whereas the village surveyor, Stephen Drabeck, prepared a survey map that's last revised on August 15, 2023, that depicted the proposed boundaries of Shore Road. I won't go into the meets and bounds as per document. And then whereas July 21st, 2025, the village board adopted a resolution designated itself as the lead agency in scheduling a public hearing pursuant to New York State Village Law 6-612, where the notice of said public hearing was duly advertised in the official newspaper of the village. And whereas the public hearing was held today, August 18th, at Village Hall, and all parties in attendance were permitted the opportunity to speak on behalf or in opposition of the boundaries of Shore Road. Now therefore be hereby resolved that the proposed action is classified as an unlisted action under SECRA. It has no significant adverse environmental impacts, and the village board issues a negative declaration thereon. The modification of the boundaries of Shore Road is shown on a survey map prepared by Stephen Drabeck, PLS-PC, last revised August 15, 2023, depicting the proposed boundaries of Shore Road as follows. I'll say as per document. The village board hereby directs the village clerk to enter this resolution in the minutes of the meeting and to make a permanent record of the documents referenced therein, including the survey map depicting the modified boundaries of Shore Road, the memorandum of settlement agreement between the village and the yacht club, and the lease amendment between the village and the Cornwall Yacht Club. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, one down. Next one up is, this is the resolution concerning adopting the local law to amend Chapter 155-48 to designate no parking areas on Shore Road. This one's much shorter, so whereas a resolution was duly adopted by the village board of the Village of Cornwall and Hudson on July 21st, scheduling a public hearing to be held on said governing body on August 18th, today, at 7 p.m. at Village Hall, to hear all interested persons on the proposed law, local law, amending Chapter 155-48 of the Village Code to rescind no parking areas on Shore Road. And whereas the notice of said public hearing was duly advertised in the official newspaper of said village according to law, whereas said public hearing was held on August 18th, 2025 at Village Hall, and all parties in attendance were permitted the opportunity to speak on behalf or in opposition to said proposed local law. And whereas pursuant to Part 617 of the implementing regulations of Article 8 of the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRA, the adoption of said proposed local law is an unlisted action under SECRA. And whereas the Village Board of Cornwall and Hudson, after due deliberation, finds it's in the best interest of said village to adopt said local law. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the proposed local law is classified as an unlisted action under SECRA. It has no significant adverse environmental impacts, and the village board issues a negative declaration thereon, that the adoption of the proposed law is in the best interest of the residents of the village, and hereby adopts said local law to be determined the number of 2025, a local law amending Chapter 158-48 of the Village Code entitled No Parking Anytime to modify the no parking regulations on Shore Road, and hereby directs the village clerk to enter said local law in the minutes of the meeting and in the local law book of the Village of Cornwall and Hudson, and to give due notice of the adoption of said local law to the Secretary of State. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. I just want to note, the two gentlemen in the audience, Steve Kondracki and Steve Longinot, were the two gentlemen who represented the Cornwall Yacht Club over, how long, gentlemen? Too long. Well, it was long. It had to have been at least a year and a half, right? Probably longer. So, no, they were, I will just say that they were one gentleman throughout, two firm but fair, as was the village. I think in every negotiation, not all parties leave happy, but I think that, the overall agreement and the settlement inures to the benefit of both the village and the Cornwall Yacht Club. And I hope this partnership between the village and the Cornwall Yacht continues for many, many decades. And thank you for your hard work on this and your patience.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. All right, moving on, got that down. Next is the Pitney Bowes That's the big one, the Pitney Bowes. Yes, here we go. So our Pitney Bowes, they provide us our postage machine. We have another 5-year contract. We pay $984.36 per year. We pay them on a quarterly basis. And we just need to renew this, otherwise we will not have a postage machine. So, let me see. That's
Isn't the copier too?
Is it the copier too? It's not.
No,
No,
it's
the
just the
copier's a
postage.
Monica. It's a
Conica.
Konica. I was going to say Monica.
But that's leased also though, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Do we have to go through, I have to go back through this? Hold on, let me see. Okay, all right, so I'm going to make a motion to, propose a resolution to enter into a 5-year lease agreement with Pitney Bowes for the Village Hall postage machine, which has expired. And the deputy clerk, village clerk, Megan Gishwin, spoke with the representatives from Pitney Bowes to discuss our needs going forward. And pursuant to that, I'm making a motion to authorize a 5-year lease agreement with Pitney Bowes for a Send Pro C Lite postage machine at a total cost of $246 quarterly. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. All right, that one's down. All right, an easy one. Next up is a promotion. Okay, as if you recall last month, Dave Halverson advised us that when Bob Showalter, right? Dave? Scholler. God, I can never get names right. Scholler. Good man. When he retired 7 years ago, 10 years ago?
Was 2018?
Okay, all right, good, so I'm not completely off. He was the assistant leader sanitation. When he left, that position has not been filled. However, Eric Vandermark has been doing that job for that time since he left. So I'm going to make a motion to promote Eric Vandermark to the position of assistant leader sanitation with the Department of Public Works, effective August 25th, 2025, at the rate of pay stated in the current agreement with the village and CSEA agreement, and for a maximum we're going to waive the probationary period since he's been doing this since 2018. So Eric has worked for the Village of Cornwall and Hudson since July 16th of 2001. And the position was posted as required by the CSEA contract and cleared by Orange County. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Congratulations.
Yes, Eric's a good man, so congrats on that. All right, moving on to the Hasbrook Avenue project, additional material. So, let's go to that. All right,
A note to the members of the public who maybe are being polite.
yes,
Just in case you recognize that you're being polite, your business is concluded, so just letting you know that you don't have to stay if you don't want to, but that's all.
we don't pay you to stay, there's no prize at the end, so we get it.
But
you
by
have
all
other
means,
things to
do stay, but just, you know.
All right.
Notice I fall asleep.
Okay, so Mike is looking for, he has a few expenditures with respect to the Hasbrook Avenue project. Mike has noted that the staff has been working in cooperation with the town of Cornwall's contractor, Argenio Brothers, to make modifications to the 6-inch and 16-inch water mains located on Hasbrook Avenue. The work is necessary to allow for drainage improvements to be completed. And the modifications to the water main are 95% complete, with 1 to 2 days' work remaining. Mike notes that to complete the remaining work with minimal impact to the surrounding area and its residents, he's requesting authorization for the following material purchases and equipment rental. So he's looking to purchase a 16-inch Mueller gate valve in the amount of $13,250. $240.13 from Schmidt Wholesale. And this additional valve will allow for the complete shutdown of the 16-inch water main that crosses under Canterbury Creek during the future bridge replacement project that Orange County will be completing in the next year or two. And he noted that installing this valve now will allow associated water main work that is required in conjunction with that bridge work to be completed without disrupting water service to the surrounding area. He's also asking for, to purchase a 10-inch insertion valve for Continental Road in the amount of $15,800 from Glenn Davis Valve Solutions. This valve will allow the staff to completely shut down the 10-inch water main on Continental Road to remove the existing 6-inch water main, 6-inch Hasbrook water main connection, completing the decommissioning of it. So in doing so, it would allow them to maintain the water service without the need for a boil water advisory and without shutting water service to the age-restricted apartment complex on Continental Road. Lastly, he's looking to rent the hydrovac for an additional amount of time in the amount of $8,320 from Super Products LLC. He's looking to extend the rental period truck by 2 weeks, and this will allow the staff to complete the project on time. Okay, with that, I'll make a motion authorizing, well, any questions? No? All right. I'll make a motion authorizing the Water Superintendent, Michael Trainer, to purchase the following: the 16-inch Mueller gate valve in the amount of $13,240.13 from Schmidt Wholesale, a 10-inch insertion valve in the amount of $15,800 from Glenn Davis Valve Solutions, and also to extend the rental of the hydrovac truck by 2 weeks in the amount of $8,320 from Super Products LLC. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, last one is here.
You have it?
All right, last one is in regards to temporary salary increase for the clerk staff. I'm going to make a motion to approve the temporary stipend of $2 an hour for a part-time clerk, for our part-time clerk, Jacqueline Masterson, for a period of 10 weeks commencing August 18th, and authorizing a temporary stipend of $1,000 a week for Deputy Clerk and Treasurer Megan Gishwin for a period of 10 weeks commencing August 18th, 2025. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, moving on to other business. Okay, hold on a second, revise. So we have Black Rock Forest, right? Hold on, I have that somewhere. Okay, yeah, I have a better description of it somewhere. Hold on one second. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, so we were contacted by Black Rock Forest. They're requesting, let's see. Mike Trainer was contacted by John Brady, former Black Rock Forest manager and current Black Rock Forest historian, regarding historical records about the relationship between the village and Black Rock Forest regarding the water system. And he's been tasked as the forest director by the forest director, Isabel Ashton, to gather information specifically regarding the village's former lower reservoir and its gatehouse. The former reservoir and gatehouse are located along Peck's Road Peck's Road access road leading to our Black Rock water treatment plant. The village no longer owns the property in question, as it was transferred to the Peck family in 1940 as part of a land swap agreement for the current property, which the Black Rock water treatment plant is constructed on. The forest is looking to rehabilitate the former gatehouse and create a historical site at its location with an information kiosk, relaying the historical significance of the site to our community and its water system. They have a person who will be donating the funds needed to rehabilitate the gatehouse. Mike notes, and he brought this up to us at this last Friday's department heads meeting. He said, of particular note, this is the exact location, this exact location is the site of the line of duty death of former Village Public Works Superintendent James Gibson. Superintendent Gibson was struck and killed by rocks blown through the air caused by the blasting that was being done for the construction on Route 9W in 1938. And Superintendent Gibson is also the great-grandfather of our former village clerk, Gene Mahoney. So, so now you know where the name came from. So Mr. Brady has asked for access to review our historical records regarding the Black Rock Reservoir System. And we'll have him fill out a FOIL request. And typically in a situation like this, we'll have someone like Jacqueline who will assist him in looking through the documents and looking for the documents. So I will make a motion. Do we? Oh, no, I don't have to do a motion. So, okay, so we're good on that. Any questions in regards to that? Okay, great.
Sounds great.
All right. Property maintenance violation. This relates to 10 Washington Road, right? Washington Road, yes. Street, okay, street. 10 Washington Street. The last thing we did.
Oh,
at our-
the email we received was for the Deer Hill Road.
There were two.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there were two things going on. So
Proceed. Apologies.
10 Washington Road. Right, last month, what we had to wait. One is we had Manny serve the resident with a copy of our resolution.
That's pending.
Oh.
But, so the two time periods that are running,
Past the meeting minutes, correct.
right.
Okay.
So the two time periods was essentially for the exterior maintenance, and there was maybe some confusion, so I emailed or texted Manny and Dave. So the first time period is the 30-day, first time period, since you adopted the resolution, they can do whatever's necessary within the, I think it was a $10,000 limit.
Yes.
To perform the exterior
Yes.
cleanup and extermination. Well, that's going on. I spoke to Manny. I have to get him the packet or at least discuss with him. It's going to be the minutes and his report for service, because under the statute, we do have to give 30 days. It's not going to be done, but we do want to give the 30 days under the code provision so that she can, if she wanted to, make those repairs. But that, if you recall, those interior repairs, we are not going to do anyway until we go to a superior court. So really, the practical effect is Manny and Dave are authorized to do the cleanup that's required.
On the
That's
exterior of
that's
the
really where we
premises.
are.
Yeah.
And the service of the additional minutes is just to kind of comply with the
Safeguard.
code. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a belt and suspenders thing.
Okay. All right. The other one, Bill, that you were bringing up, that is in respect to 69 Deer Hill Road. There was a court date this past week. The owner did not appear. Counsel was present, not Joe, but his associate, as well as Manny, our code enforcement officer, and that has been put over. The court will be advising of a trial date, which should be sometime, hopefully at the end of September, maybe the beginning of October. Let's see, in regards to the water treatment plant tax assessment, Dave, I think what's going, that's right, Mike's not here. So with respect to that, the
I think we have
company that's doing the assessment is waiting on information from Pittengarrow and Deutsch.
Okay. And I believe the court scheduled a conference towards the end of September.
Yes.
But as standard practice in the tax cert calendar, will probably just get adjourned pending the appraisal.
Right. And what, just for the public's notice, typically in something like this, it's normally there's normally a conference and there's usually an agreement. I would say, kind of like criminal stuff, it's 97% of the time.
Oh, sure. Yeah, in the 10, 15 years that I handled those tax cert cases, we only had one where we actually prepped for trial and made the pretrial submissions, and then it settled that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And-
So 0 trials.
Right, and this is in regards to our water treatment plant, which we have valued, we haven't used. So I can't remember the number, but the town is charging us taxes on our water treatment facility. So we're trying to lower the assessment so we pay less tax until we actually get the property exempted. So, all right, the Stone Hollow Performance Bond, that relates to the Stone Hollow development up in the town. I know that the town is still spearheading this.
Right.
At this point, I think the town, as per Mike Trainer, the town, I believe he spoke to Steve Gaba, the council, they're giving the developer a bit more time.
That's what Mike told me. Right.
Okay, all right. Any questions on that? Okay, moving on to the Connector Pollinator Trail. Okay, so myself, Dave, Tommy Gishwind, Nicole, and Kate. That's Kate. We all met at where the village sign is. They had put the boulders up there. Nicole had put together a plan. It's an excellent plan. The idea is to put in our pollinator plants, which the village has purchased. It's being held by the nursery that's in Beacon. The reason why we met a few weeks ago was the configuration of the boulders, and there were questions regards to the plants. Are the plants going to grow too high? Are they going to block the sign? So we clarified that, one, that the plants will not. And Nicole said they'll make sure that that they won't. Two, that we had a few complaints about the rocks, and Tommy assured me that over time, the patina on the rocks it'll be nicer, and the plants will be kind of growing over them, so you're not gonna see the boulders that much. The other thing is the configuration of the boulders. They were sticking up too high, and the bottom line is we came to an agreement. They kind of dug them down, they stuck them down a little bit, and they moved them behind towards the rocky outcrop. So from my perspective, I don't know if
I was there.
it looks, oh, you were there, Dave?
Yeah.
It looks a bit nicer. So
Did a great job.
So at this point, I promised Nicole that we would spend a little bit more money on some native pollinator plants in the fall here. Not by much. It was like $500, so I didn't get out over my skis. So that's the next thing. What they want to do is they're gonna plant the plants, and I have not been in touch with her, so I don't know what day that's going to be.
I'll find out. We meet the first week in September. We don't have an August meeting, September.
That's right, Carla Castillo was
First
there
week,
too.
yes.
She was very helpful.
Yes.
So, all right. Next up, Bill, why don't you tell us about the EV charging stations?
2 EV charging stations with 2 plugs on each one have soft launched in the village. One at the municipal parking lot by the bandstand and the other one down at Donahue Memorial Park. They're both fired up and working. We have earned $7.11 in revenue thus far over our costs significantly. I'm a portion of that, and John Pena is the rest of it. We have a dashboard software that we can use to look at that, and I've put in for 2 more licenses so that the treasurer and the clerk can have visibility into usage and so on. And I filed paperwork with the code enforcement officer. He's going to give, he's going to inspect those, is my understanding. And then also Central Hudson is going to be coming to inspect on the 26th between 9 and 9:30 a.m. to look at them, make sure they're in compliance with all their requirements. And those were funded, half of it was funded by the EV Make Ready program from New York State. We should probably have like a what do you have, like an extension cord cutting or something like that? That's
Well-
the point to,
I could say this, that I mentioned it to Dave, and that is where the municipal parking lot is, they didn't fill in it enough. And I asked Dave to put it blacktop. I don't know if you've done it yet, but there's Integra, you have already?
No.
Okay, because I got an email today from Integra, or a letter, that stated, actually you gave it to me right earlier, that stated they're gonna come out and inspect, they're gonna inspect it.
that's Central Hudson.
That's Central Hudson.
Oh, that was Central Hudson? Okay.
Yeah, I think, right? Lexi Slavin from ICF. Like,
Oh, that's what it was,
there's a new
okay.
person every time, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
darn, I thought we were gonna be
On
able to
behalf
get
of
them to
Central
come
Hudson.
in and put some more blacktop around there, so,
Yeah, I'll ask them, actually. I did note that as well.
yeah, okay. Very good, thank you very much for that, Bill. Let's see, the intermunicipal agreement with Blooming Grove, that's in regards to, let me just pull up the number, and I think Tiffany had spoken about it before. But the town of, if you recall, since about June, the town of Blooming Grove, they've had numerous leaks in their their various water systems. They reached out to us a few months ago, asked us to purchase water, and they have. It's tapered off, but the bottom line is, so far we've sold them about, we made about $19,000. They've been trucking the water. The most recent one was August 14th, and they purchased about 361,000 gallons for the amount of $7,953. They don't anticipate much more. Mike said they're doing pretty well. That being said, we asked our council to put together an IMA so we can use this going forward with other municipalities.
Yes, and when this first came up, of course, it was kind of an emergency situation, of course. So it was, the water guys kind of did a handshake, and we sold them the water at an agreed upon rate. So I do have a draft IMA, and then that emergency was over. So it's really just kind of sitting there on the pile because we didn't expect that it was really going to be needed, and now there are more leaks. So we have it. We're going to finalize it. I've been, I know he's not here, but in all candor, I've been telling Mike for like a long time I'll get it, so I will get it to him.
Okay. Very good. With respect to our PBA contract,
Yes. Can I got an email.
yes.
Actually, it's addressed to both of us. Came in on Friday.
Uh-huh.
So I know that we had made a decision earlier. I'm going to need to speak to the board and attorney-client for 3 minutes.
In regards to the PBA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had discussed not taking any action, but it looks like they're scheduled for a meeting on Thursday night.
Okay.
So if we're going to try to keep to that timetable, we need a 3-minute discussion.
Okay.
Keep
So,
the timetable.
in general, we've already hammered out our PBA agreement. We came to a general understanding months ago. This is just some minutia language that's been going back and forth. So, but the structure of the agreement, the numbers, and all that have remained the same throughout. We came to that agreement. It's got to be 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, easily.
So, okay, we'll adjourn into that. And just so the public is aware, on Hudson Street, the large black walnut tree that's in front of the Presbyterian Church, unfortunately, it has to come down. We were replacing the sidewalk. The tree warden from the town came down and looked at it and determined, Dave, that
Yeah, the base of the tree, once we tore the old sidewalk out and exposed the side of the tree, because the tree was lifting the walk and causing a hazard there. There's a great deal of rot. We were able to take a concrete pin that's about 20 inches long and actually just slide it nice and easy right through the center of the tree. So
Can't, right?
fortunately for the church, we found that the tree is rotted now before it falls on the church. So it's gonna be coming down in the next couple days.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too bad, but, because it looks better than it is, which is usually the case.
But once we see that it has that much rot in
Yep.
it and the tree
Dangerous.
warden is.
With the storms we've been
working it
getting,
down as quick as possible.
luckily it didn't come out down the other day.
I'll miss
He
that dang
doesn't
tree.
have anything in the village, but they call him.
But we don't use.
Yeah, it's too bad.
I know,
We're
it's
not-
such a
we're
pretty
not-
tree.
I know,
No.
it takes a long time to get that back.
I
too.
know, and look at all that shade
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Okay.
going in and out of
Yeah.
church.
Thank you for that, Dave. All right, before we go into an executive session, I will just knock out the FY for your information. So tomorrow you have the planning board meeting at 7 o'clock.
That's
Then-
canceled, actually.
That's canceled? No, the zoning board was canceled, right? Or
That may have been canceled too.
that one was canceled?
Zoning board was rescheduled, I think.
Okay, so tomorrow we have the Board of Fire Commissioners meeting, sorry, 6 PM. And then the 30th, from 11 to 4, the car wash. The Cornwall swim team is having their car wash at the Village Hall parking lot. Then on the 31st at 11, you have the Buffalo Soldiers Ride. Chief, I saw the email on that, the Buffalo Soldiers Ride, that comes through, that's just they're on motorcycles, they just come through the village, they're not stopping here, is that right?
Yeah, I believe they may stop at Nemo, which doesn't concern us, but they will be coming up Academy to the Lincoln Light onto Hudson, and that's, I'll have extra officer there, and I'll also have an extra officer down at the square, 'cause they're anticipating possibly up to 1,000 motorcycles.
Oh, what? I passed the one on 9W, the other ride. That was nowhere near that, but that was a lot. They didn't come through Cornwall. They came through the town.
Wow.
My God.
Okay.
That is
So on September 1st, our office is closed for Labor Day. On September 6th, 6 PM, the Donahue Farm
That
meeting.
that one's on the 2nd, actually. I don't know.
What's on the 2nd?
The Donahue Farm meeting.
Oh, okay. And then on September 8th at 7 PM, we have our work session. Then on the 11th, the zoning board meeting. On the 15th, the village board business meeting. And then September 16th, the planning board meeting. Lastly, I will open it up to public comment. Would anyone like to say anything? Seeing none? Oh, yes.
Oh, that's board comment, but I had a question, that maybe the yacht club or maybe we know. The Seneca Chief, is that they're coming to you?
24th of
Yeah. The Erie Canal boat commemorating
Yes,
the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it, but somebody mentioned it to me.
The replica of a tow barge used to ply the Erie Canal.
Right.
It's taking a 250th year anniversary, 200-year anniversary. And going from
I've seen the
Buffalo
Erie
to the Erie Canal down to Hudson. Taking stops along the way, one of which they want to stop at the Cornwall Yacht Club. And open it. It's a beautiful, beautiful replica.
That's great.
It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday, it's gonna be there overnight that night.
On there.
They wanna try and
That's right, I gotta do it next month. That's right, I'm gonna just tell Regina where we're gonna.
Yeah, that's,
I don't see it.
That,
we don't know.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right.
And there's a floating river circus. It's gonna be performing in Beacon on the 5th of September, and then the next day in Haverstraw, but it'll be floating by. It's this big raft with like, they're not gonna be performing in front of Cornwall on Hudson, but it's got like circus equipment on it, and it's all ramshackle looking. Looks really cool. Anyway, keep your eye peeled.
Okay, I will, I'll open up to comment from the board members before we adjourn into executive session. Let's start with trustee Galliano.
Thank you to everybody who came out to COH special events and supported our Save Ferris, aka Ferris Bueller's Day Off movie down at Donahue Park. It was well attended. It was a successful event, and we appreciate everybody who participated.
Mary Beth?
I don't have anything.
I'm good.
Bill?
Seneca Chief, that's it.
Okay. And I will thank everyone who also came out to see the film Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Because at the Tuesday night concert series, I announced it as Saving Ferris, thinking that that was the sequel, and that's what was being advertised, but I was apparently wrong. So thank you,
Admitting
everyone who
all
came
of
out and
this.
supported that. We greatly appreciated it. So I'm going to make a motion for the board to adjourn into executive session to address our
Attorney-client?
an attorney-client session to address our PBA contract negotiation. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone. We appreciate it. Steve and Steve, thank you.
Hey, thank you. So do we then have to adjourn the regular meeting after attorney-client?
That's what mine was too. Avery, Mom, can I go to my friend's house? Do you have a ride? Yes.
I should, because if we take action.
No, I didn't. You know I didn't.
Back
They
and
wanted to
do
go
it.
for a bike ride right now.
After everybody signs.
I ordered a pizza for my husband. That was nice of me, right?
Oh,
See?
Tell him
I ordered Mama Teresa's.
Right to therapy, clearly.
He actually does need rides to therapy because of work all day.